Happy Monday, guys. What's up? Welcome into another episode of the Daily Juice podcast with me, Matt Perrault, at Sports Talk Matt, to follow me on socials. This podcast being brought to you by our great friends at omahasteaks.com. It showed up today at my house. This incredible, very easy to unpack box of Omaha Steaks. A Thanksgiving Day gift, if you will. Something that you could go and get yourself. We had it for dinner tonight. Couple of sirloins, couple of fillets, couple of desserts. Throw in some vegetables, and you got yourself a hell of a meal. Good stuff. Go check it out right now. If I made you some money yesterday or this past week, this was one of the best weeks in the history of my hosting of the Daily Juice. The way you can say thanks, one of two ways. The first way is go to omahasteaks.com, order yourself some great food to be delivered right to your door. So after Thanksgiving, you don't have to worry about cooking and shopping and everything else. It's just right there, whatever you need it. The burgers don't need to be defrosted. Stuck them on the grill, and you got them. Promo code JUICE saves you $30 off of the semi-annual sale, 50% off going on site-wide, plus $30 off with that promo code JUICE at omahasteaks.com. All right, so a 5-0 day. Really, it's a 5-unit day. It's an 8-0 day with 4 one-unit bets that cashed and 4 player props that all came in. I'm not going to go over the player props, but we swept them. It was good. We got both teasers right. The Wong teaser and my personal teaser both came in. The under came in, and the Bills killed the Jets like I thought. So, good day, up 5 units. I mean, look, when days like this or weeks like this come, you really can't. You ride it, okay? You ride it and you say thank you, and this is great, and you enjoy it because it's just not typical, and you know it's not going to be typical because, I mean, talk about a roller coaster. We went down 0.2, up 5.2, down 0.2, up 1, down 1.4, down 2.3, which, is that right? Yep, yeah, 1 and 3, down 2.3, up 5. So, I mean, we were, up 11, and we were down 2.5, 3.5, or yeah, somewhere around 7 units up for the week, somewhere around there. So, good week, solid week. Let's start a new one. Let's forget about the last one. Let's get going here with a new one as we are now, we're up 42 units since I've come back to the juice. So, it's been a good run. Got 4 bets for you guys here. 1 football, 1 NBA, 2 college basketball bets to give you guys here on a Monday's Daily Juice. Let's start with the NFL game. I am going to be pretty committed here. I'm going to tell you at the top that I'm going to come in and I'm taking the Philadelphia Eagles at plus 2.5. I totally understand how everyone's going to quote Andy Reid's ATS and straight up record off of a bye. Understand it entirely. That they're going to create new and innovative ways of getting the football to receivers. I get it. I think the Philadelphia defense is going to be a problem. I really do. I think it's going to be a big problem for this offense for Kansas City. I don't think KC's very good, okay? I think they're a very good defensive team. I don't think they're great offensively. They're going to ride their defense. And I think this is going to be a very different team, because that means their margin of victory, their margin of error is tiny. They used to kill people. 40 points, 35 points. Put up, who cares what the defense does? Now the defense has to be great. And if the defense is not great, if there's weapons that can't be guarded, like what the Eagles possess, and I know they're down their tight end, I understand that, but I'm okay with it. Jalen Hurts is a weapon. A.J. Brown's a weapon that can run the football. I know they're at home. I really do, but I think this is a really tight game. The books won't go to 3, okay? They won't go to 3 because if they get 3, all the Eagles' money is going to come on in. There's far too many people on the Chiefs, okay? It's just I've talked to too many people. They quoted that Andy Reid stat to me far too often to the point where I'm like, you know what? I'm fading it. I'm taking the Eagles plus 2.5, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to make you guys do it because you guys are going to all come at me and throw the same numbers, same stats, and go, Matt, bad bet. Fine. Same game, tease it. Give the Eagles 8.5, and then take the total from 45.5 up and go 51.5 and go under. All right? Same game teaser. I did that too. But the official play is going to be the under 45.5. Why? Because Sunday and Monday night unders are just a thing. Happened last night. We just keep on betting them, okay? Not Thursday. Thursday was over. We bet over. We've gone pretty good with this. Over, under, okay? That's what this week is going to go. Over, under. Got the over, got the under, 45.5. Don't know if the Eagles score a ton. This feels like a, 2014 type football game to me. I think 45.5 is too high. And I don't think the Chiefs score more than 20. I think the Eagles defense is going to be legit here, ready to go. By the way, Jason Kelce has never defeated his brother, Travis Kelce. And don't tell me about the Taylor Swift BS. Taylor's playing a concert in Brazil. She's not going to be there. Her parents might be there, but she's not going to be there. So kind of weird. The parents are there together meeting without Taylor there and Travis playing. That's weird. Just going to say that out loud. If that's what we see, if the Swifts and the Kelces are in a box together watching the game, that's weird. That's how they meet. That's odd. Just throwing that out there. But I don't give me your Kelce props. Hopefully you didn't bet them thinking that, well, Taylor's going to fly back from Brazil 11 hours to be there. Isn't that cute? No. Okay. She's not going to be there. So she's playing a concert in Brazil. So cross that handicap off your list. Official play under 45.5. Chiefs and the Eagles. I like the Eagles plus 2.5. I like the Eagles money line. I like the same game teaser, but those are all things I'm going to bet personally. Officially, 1.1 units down, 45.5 under on the Eagles and the Chiefs. To the NBA we go. To the Minnesota Timberwolves. So we're taking on the New York Knicks at home. The number is 3. Opened at 2.5, ticked up to 3. Minnesota has been phenomenal at home this year. Really good. Now, I know you're going to go, well, Matt, the Knicks have been really good on this road trip. And I would say you're absolutely right. The Knicks have been very good on this road trip. And the Knicks are a team that you don't want to play around with totals all that much because they can grind it. And maybe they've turned the corner. Maybe there's something to be said about, the way New York is playing. Maybe they're trying to get themselves into the conversation in the Eastern Conference as a team that might be something to watch and something to look after. But, Minnesota has beaten Boston. They've beaten Denver. They've beaten Golden State. They've done really impressive things. And now this is the 5th game of the road trip now for the New York Knicks. This is always tough, right? When you're on these long West Coast road swings and you're having to play multiple games, you're going, you don't know what city you're in, you're sleeping, you're playing, you're sleeping, you're playing. The Timberwolves are coming off of a road trip where they didn't play great. So that might get some people's attention, go like, wow, you're going to lay the 3 points with Minnesota at home against New York. New York's playing well. Minnesota is not. Isn't that a little counterintuitive? Well, I think first game home after the road trip, it's a get-right spot for the Timberwolves. It's a chance for them to kind of put that road trip behind them. Although, it wasn't too bad. They lost to Phoenix. They beat New Orleans. They beat Golden State twice. They beat San Antonio once. So I guess I shouldn't say they really were struggling. They're pretty good. But they're 5-0 at home. Knicks are 5-3 on the road. Knicks, again, playing better. Won 3 games in a row. They beat Atlanta. They beat Washington. They beat Charlotte. They lost to Boston 114-98 to start the road trip. 5th game on the road trip. Going to take the home team here. It's 5-0. Timberwolves -3 for 1.1 units. Now, to college basketball. Awesome week of college basketball. We are getting robbed of one of my favorite bets of the college basketball season. The Maui Invitational over. The rims in Maui are the softest in college basketball. Every year, over. And Purdue and Gonzaga were going to play in Maui. Instead, they're playing in Honolulu because of the wildfires. Stinks. Different building. Much different atmosphere. Instead of a cozy confines of the Chaminade basketball arena that seats like 2,000 people, this is the Stan Sheriff Arena. I have broadcasted games for 2 separate tournaments for UMass women's basketball and Virginia women's basketball. I've been in this building. I have broadcasted sidelines for it's a big building. It is going to be a building that won't have the same energy inside of it that you normally are expecting from the Maui Invitational. However, this is Purdue and Gonzaga, the number 1 and number 3 so far offenses in college basketball. Their defenses are better, but here's what the Zags are going to do to Zach Edey. They're going to run them, all right? We already know that Gonzaga likes to play up-tempo. We already know that they want to go out there and put up points. They've scored over 100 points in a game already this season. They're going to be difficult to face whenever you're going to face them, but in this situation, this is a huge opportunity for Gonzaga. They're ranked 11th. KenPom likes them better. KenPom has them at 7th. They scored 123 points in their last game, 86 points against Yale. How do you beat them? You run them, okay? You run Purdue. You run Zach Edey. And frankly, look, the bigs for Gonzaga are not like, Brandon Huff is a problem. He's 6'10". He's going to be a really good player. He's young, but he's going to be a really good player. Ryan Nembhard, the former Creighton Blue Jay, is now the point guard for this offense. They want to run. He ran at Creighton, and he's only 6 feet tall, so he really wants to get up tempo and push tempo as much as possible. Yes, you have a 7'4" guy in Zach Edey. Maybe Purdue wants to slow it down a little bit, but I think that Zach is trying to push tempo and make Purdue play fast. Purdue can score, okay? Purdue can shoot. They have the number 9th effective field goal percentage in the country so far. They are top 5 in three-point percentage so far, and Gonzaga does not defend the 3 so far well at all. They're 297th so far. Now, it's really early, but so far, not great on the defense. Purdue does defend the 3 pretty good, but again, level of competition, you got to take that into account. They've played Samford, Morehead State, and Xavier, but this is a big game for both teams. I'm going with the over 154.5 for tempo for Gonzaga and Purdue here at the Maui Invitational being played in Honolulu. So it's not Maui, but it's still a non-conference, still a neutral site, and still is Hawaii. Over 154.5 for Purdue and Gonzaga. And then I'm going to stay in Maui. And I'm going to go to the last game of the day in Maui, or stay with Maui Invitational, stay in Hawaii. And I'm going to go and put my money where my mouth is. I love Marquette, okay? It's why I bet them to win the national championship. And, Marquette is ranked 11th right now by KenPom. They are a team that coming off of a 71-64 win over Illinois. They beat Northern Illinois, and they beat Rider. Look, UCLA hasn't looked good. UCLA is 1-2 ATS so far in the year. They didn't cover against Lafayette. They didn't cover against LIU. They covered against St. Francis. But, that win over Illinois is so big. They've already played a true road game against a top 25 opponent in a good one out of the Big Ten. Marquette has. You take that confidence with you as you go to the islands, and now you have UCLA. When you're Marquette and you're Shaka Smart, you're like, let's go. It's a really low total. Okay, it's 138. 138.5 is the total. I lean towards the over, amazingly enough, because I think Marquette's going to make UCLA play up-tempo, but I'm going to go with the safer bet here, I think, and I'm going to lay the 5.5 points. I don't like 6. Okay, hopefully you get under 6. I want under. I guess 6 will be the high. I don't want anything more than 6, because I do think you get 2 possessions here, teams foul. I like Marquette here. I like Shaka Smart. I like this team a lot in Marquette. I think you're going to see a really fun game. I can't wait to watch this game. This is going to be a ton of fun. And look, UCLA's got talent. There's no debate that this is a talented team. But, Tyler Kolek is just unbelievable. He's such a good player. Does everything right. Can't wait to watch him against UCLA here. Big time chance for the Big East to get a big non-conference win over UCLA. This is what I was talking about in terms of like Marquette. They could play Kansas in the championship game. Big win for Marquette here over UCLA, hopefully. I'm going to lay the 5.5 points. This is a 11:30 Eastern time start. Sorry, this is it's even late for me. It's an 8:30 start time for me with UCLA and Marquette. So at the end of the football game, you can slide on over and watch the second half of UCLA and Marquette on ESPN2 for the Maui being played in Honolulu. Okay, so 4 plays for us here on a Monday, officially under 45.5. Monday Night Football, Eagles, Chiefs. Minnesota Timberwolves laying 3 at home against the Knicks. Over 154.5 for Purdue and Gonzaga. And Marquette minus 5.5 against UCLA. Ken Palm, if you're curious, has this as a 4-point win. I'm going to go with up-tempo. I'm going to go with hotter teams and say Marquette can cover it, even though Ken Palm puts it at 4. I'm going to say maybe I'm going to say this. You're probably going to get a better line than me. Marquette UCLA probably will come down because of the Ken Palm thing. You'll probably see 5s. You might see 4.5s. I bet 5.5, and I'm okay with it. So up to 6, I'm okay with Marquette and UCLA. Let's keep the good times rolling after an awesome Sunday here into a Monday. My name is Matt Perrault. Follow me across all socials at Sports Talk Matt each and every morning. The Daily Juice Podcast being brought to you by OmahaSteaks.com.